Yo, guys, can you please donate, please?
Good.
Bro, can you please
That's
donate? I love you
good.
so much, bro. Please, please, bro. Can you? Matrix, bro. Please, Matrix. Matrix, my bro. Please, my bro. Matrix, please. I love you so much. Please, small donate, bro. Can you please small donate? Matrix, bro. Can you please donate Matrix, bro? I love you so much. Can you please donate, bro? Donate, please. Okay, bro. Yo, Toto. Tota, can you please donate, guys, please. Please, Tota, can you please donate? Please. You can give me, bro. You can give me Roblox, please. Toto. Why you say, bro? My English is not good. I'm sorry. I understand you, bro. Let's speak in English. You hacker? Are you hacker? What? You scam hackers?
You can like sing and stuff. Put your booty in the mind. Me want Robux. I'm coming back like a boomerang. Hey, me want Robux. Robux. Sigma Ligma boy. Sigma Ligma boy. Grabeski.
Blokado igual assim. Mano. Sabe, mano.
Oh my god, I'm so stupid.
Here is almost every single base video I've made in 99 Nights in the Forest. And if you watch this entire thing, I have one thing to say to you. Please go get a job. Today, I'm gonna be building a base for the deer in 99 Nights in the Forest. Now you might be wondering how I'm gonna do this, and it does sound a little bit crazy, but I promise it is possible, because what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna build a base specifically with the deer's needs in mind. And then once we're at a good enough point, what we can do is just let the fire run out, run all the way down on fuel, and then the deer can actually come inside the base, which will allow us to have a deer base. So for right now, we just have to prepare, and then in the end, we'll see if this base actually works nicely for the deer, and if I'm gonna die trying to show it to him. So we're gonna start out by, actually, should we get the first 4 kids? I don't know if that's a smart idea. They'd probably die if this were realistic. So yeah, I think we're gonna skip out on the kids, and we're gonna build the nicest base for this deer. And because I'm playing the decorator class right now, we spawn in with a hammer, but we also get cheaper furniture and more of it. And speaking of furniture, I don't know if you've seen it, but I definitely have. The next update is called the decorations update, where they're adding so much more furniture, or at least that's what it seems like. I know they're adding at least a little bit more, and they're even gonna give the furniture trader more stuff per time he comes by. So I'm gonna have a field day with this update. We're gonna build the most scrumptious, delectable, delightful bases on the entire planet. So right now we got our fire level 3, which means we can go get the first kid, but we're not. Instead, let's just get some loot, try to get our fire up, and also get a lot of coins, because the more coins we have, the better we'll be for when the furniture trader comes by. All right, this will be fire level 4. We got the bunny foot. We also have the deer checking out his base. Sir, I would like, please don't come back at day 99, and this base will be nice and ready for you. Why are you? I'm not that ugly. All right, there we go. Got the wolf pelt by taking out these wolves, which means we'll be good to get the good sack and the good axe on day 2. We just need to find a way to get a lot of furniture coins right now. I don't think the stronghold's a viable option just yet, because it does take a while for it to open. I actually have an idea. We want to get the 4 beds to put them all together in a very, very long bed, which hopefully will be big enough for the deer. I think that'll work. Okay, so far we have 25 coins. We have a bunch of stuff in our sack, and I did just find the stronghold. We also got some armor. We'll take that. And the stronghold opens in 9 minutes 30 seconds. So I'm gonna set a timer on my phone, and when that timer goes off, we'll know to come back to the stronghold and get a ton of coins. I'm not sure if the furniture trader comes before the stronghold opens, but either way, I'm gonna look for some coins right now. I want to make this base very nice for the deer. It's the least I could do after he's tried to murder me all these days. I just really gotta make sure I don't disappoint him. Don't want to let him down, all that stuff. All right, we're getting raided tonight. I have 75, now 80 coins. That should be enough to buy everything the furniture trader has if he has a normal amount of stuff. I'm also about to die, so I'm heading back to the base. Oh wait, I also forgot. During these raids, you get coins from the cultists. So we got 5 more. We have 85. That should definitely be enough. All right, today the furniture trader's in town and he's not too far from the stronghold. So we're gonna go hit him up, and if he has some more stuff that we can't afford yet, we'll just go to the stronghold really fast and get the extra that we need. But we got some coins right here. All right, let's see. So these 3 on the right, I don't have to worry about them because they're always gonna be there. I can get the signpost, log benches, tables, chairs, amaryllis, and a fairy light arch, and also all these things on the right here. And my timer did just go off, so the stronghold's open and we got every single piece of furniture with 13 coins left over. So it is a good thing that we're playing the decorator because we get more furniture and it's cheaper. Wait, I actually just realized if I want to take out the stronghold, I need a weapon first. I don't actually have a spear yet, so I'm gonna try to go find one. I think I see an oil barrel. Yeah, there's an oil barrel and a fuel canister in the background here. I'm gonna go get those, but also I'm still gonna look for a spear because if we can have that, we can easily take out the entire stronghold. Or maybe not easily, but we can. I'm trying to think of other ideas. Now we're gonna start with our corn, and this is just a ridiculous amount as well. So we're gonna leave a gap for some stew. We're gonna start right here. Now it takes a lot more corn to fill up a shelf, so the corn shouldn't take up too much space. Okay, this is interesting. This shelf did not want to take a lot of them, and I think this is helping the lag. It seems to be everything's moving a lot faster now, probably because there's less collision. Everything's just resting on the shelf. All right, I have 6 more pieces of corn, and although we do have some shelves that aren't taking as much corn as others, this is what we have so far. So now it's wait, hold up, I just realized I almost finished the entire circle with all this. Where in the world are we gonna put carrots? Maybe instead of these gaps being for extra fruits, we could just fill them in with carrots, because wow, okay, that was pretty fast. So let's go ahead and do that. I also didn't place any apples or chili peppers yet, so I'm just gonna place a few carrots over in this section, then we're gonna go place our chili peppers and our apples as well. All right, let's grab our apples and we'll do these first. We're gonna put them on this edge of the stews. All right, we have 2 extra, but we're just gonna go ahead and eat these to make it look nice and perfect. Now the chilies we're gonna place over here, not next to the apples, just because they do have a very similar color, and I don't think this shelf is even usable. Yeah, this shelf isn't even usable. Hold up, can't place any chilies. I think I placed 1 chili on there, or maybe it just fell on there because I can't even use that shelf. So we're gonna start over here then. Wait, hold up, I don't think it's a shelf problem. I think it's all the shelves problems. I don't think you could place chili. Okay, guess you can't do that. That's I have no idea why that's a thing. So we're just gonna keep these over here because I do have a bunch. But as for the cake that we have, I'm gonna put these onto a shelf in the inner ring. So we're gonna move this morsel shelf off to one other shelf and then have this be for the cake. All right, this should fill up the corn shelves. There we go. Okay, so we're done with the corn. All these shelves should be full, and the rest we're just gonna keep off to the side right here for extra food. Now let me start placing our fish. I'm wondering just how hard it's gonna be to get the fish row filled up, because that might take a very long time. So we'll start with the mackerels right here, and it does seem like the mackerels are very inefficient for filling the shelves, but it does look nice. Oh, I also realized we have berries. I'm gonna try to fill in a shelf with these berries. We'll do that right next to the corn right here, but I don't think you could put them on shelves. I think berries and chilies alike doesn't seem like you put them on shelves. Okay, so that's good to know, but also kind of sucks. Wait, hold up. Okay, no, you can place them. They just roll off like, okay, let me pick up the ones that aren't on the shelf. There we go, and then we'll just place these and hope they don't fall off. Okay, these just keep falling off over and over and over. Interesting. I'm gonna try to just drop them on the top shelf, and then we'll call these 2 the berry shelves. All right, there we go. We got them on top. These are our berry shelves. Let me put one more on top like this. There we go. Still haven't gotten the hammer to fix that one shelf, so let me go do that. It is nighttime, so I should probably learn from my lesson and do that as soon as it's morning. But now let's take the carrots that we have and fill out the very outer rim to the brim, and it is not slim. Wait, hold up. We perfectly have enough cake to fill an entire shelf of it. That is pretty nice. All right, I think absolutely everything on the outer shelf is filled except for 2 shelves right here, which we're gonna fill with pumpkins, and then this stew shelf, which we only need 7 more stews for. So let's just go ahead and put these carrots in here, get some stews, which might be enough by now. Should be enough. And there we go. Okay, this is full. So now we just need some more pumpkins, but we'll get those pretty easily. So for now, we're just gonna take all the rest of our fruits and shove it in the stew maker, because why not? not? Actually, I'm gonna take all of these and shove it into the stew maker, because then that should be enough stew for the probably rest of the run, and if not, we'll grow more. And then all these carrots that are on the floor over here, we're just gonna eat those. I'm gonna have the best eyesight. I'm gonna have 2017 vision, and hopefully then we can do some better fishing. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take the opposite side of where the mackerels are and just fill it up with sword. Okay, this is just as hard as mackerels. I think it might be more worth it to get mackerels then, but we'll see. Maybe the salmon have a better filling of the shelf effect. So we're gonna go quite a bit away over here and fill the salmon over here, which also have the same filling the shelf effect. Okay, that is interesting. We might be fishing for a very long time. We're gonna keep all these fish off to the side though, because we don't have enough to fill a shelf yet. Now I'm curious about the shark. Are the sharks gonna be what saves us? Let's put them over here. Actually, let me do it without the log. Okay, the sharks are good. They take up 3 per shelf, or 2 where we got lucky down here. You know what? This is gonna take some time, but we're switching it up. And I have to do this or this will take an abysmal amount of time. We are gonna have the first layer be fish and the second layer be meat, because fish are very hard to get. And if we have fish be the second layer, we might be here for an insanely long time. And I'm also a little worried about disconnecting. I do not want to disconnect with what we have so far. This is taking me an insane amount of time. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take all of our mackerel and we're just gonna move it 1 shelf inward, and then we're gonna do something similar with all the meat. So it shouldn't take me a ridiculous amount of time, but we absolutely do have to do this. It would be an insane amount of fish to put it on the second layer. But now that we have our pumpkins grown in, this will finish the outer wall, or at least I'm 99% sure. Let me look. Yeah, all right, this will finish the outer wall, and there we go. Very nice. So now the rest of the vegetables we could just have for extra food. All right, I just got a bunch of stuff, and I also have an idea. In order to make the raids easier, we're gonna make a door so that hopefully the cultists will all come through the door. So let's open it right here where this shelf doesn't really hold that many mackerel, and then we'll keep going straight through. So let's take our hammer and make a doorway through each thing. There we go. And let me also fix this shelf back here, which is crooked. I still haven't done that, but now we have. All right, I just got a bunch of scrap, and I'm thinking this should be enough for 2 teleporters. Yeah, definitely enough. So let's build one right here, and then we'll build the other one by the lake. All right, it's turning nighttime, so we'll just teleport back. There we go. And then we'll put our swordfish up here. We'll get ready our boost pad, and then we'll go check out the ice fishing holes, because if we can fish there and it'll be faster, that will save a lot of time. All right, we got a bunch of fish. I'm also out of sprint, but we're gonna see how these fish will fit on the shelves, because if they don't fit very well, then I guess we're not gonna get too many of them. So we'll put some of them back here. Yep, just exactly the same. Put them right next to the chars. Nope, just about the same. Okay, so I might go get some more eels and chars just to fill up a few shelves, but other than that, I guess we just gotta keep getting regular fish. It's just gonna be an insane grind. But because we have the teleporter, we can go out at pretty much any time of night and just start fishing. All right, so far here's what we got. We got a decent bit of fish at the front. We got some salmon back there, some chars and 2 eels, and some sharks right here. So what I'm thinking is that because we're gonna get so many mackerels, we're gonna move these sharks closer to back here. But the meat is coming together very easily. I can just go out and anger a bunch of wolves, and then that should be pretty easy. But the fish, man, this is gonna be a grind. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a short time lapse right now of getting all the meat that we need, and then we'll check back in and probably do a time lapse of all the fish that we need, which is gonna take a long time. So time lapse starting now. All right, we're back at the base. I'm almost at 6 hours into recording now. We're at 5 hours, 56 minutes, and we finally have what seems to be enough to finish the second wall. So let's go see. I have 8 steaks. Should definitely finish this shelf. There we go. And then for the morsels, we definitely have enough. And there we go. The entire second wall is now full. It's like, I would say 80%, maybe 75% morsels and 25% steak. But regardless, this, it is done. So now we have to go do an insane amount of fishing. Let me make sure I have a bunch of stew. And while it's nighttime, what I'm gonna do is fish right next to the base. So like right here we have a pond, and then we also have the fishing building pond right over here, which sometimes has the fishing spots that'll help me do this a lot faster. But there's also the fact that the deer spawns on you, so maybe we're just gonna use this one over here. But I've got to do one final time lapse to finish this video. So here's the time lapse of me getting all the fish starting now. This is the last fish that I need. One more mackerel and we're good. There we go. Pick up all them. We're gonna put the salmon over here because we only need one last salmon. Then we're gonna finish out this shelf with the mackerel and we are done. We have maybe 65% of this just being straight up mackerel. Then we have our cake shelf, which we kept on the inner ring. We have our chars and our eels. We also need to reorganize this shelf because for some reason the clownfish don't fit together too tightly. All right, there we go. We have our rarer fish shelf right here, 3 jellyfish, bunch of clownfish, and 3 old boots. We have our shark shelf with 9 sharks, bunch of salmon, bunch of swordfish, and back to the mackerels. We are finally done with all this food. And you want to guess how long I've been recording? 9 hours now. It is absolutely insane. I think this project will come close or even surpass the chopping down every single tree in the map video, just based on time. So let me take all these stews. I'm gonna eat a few of them just to waste them because we have a bunch. Or actually, maybe I should keep a few more because we need to start placing furniture now. But before then, let me get the fire up to a higher threshold just because I do not want to have a hungry deer out of the middle of nowhere. All right, that's good enough. So now let's use our defensive blueprints. We'll put these at the entrance. We'll put it closer to the back right here. We don't want to ruin the look of the front. All right, there we go. Now let's start adding our furniture. And this is going to be difficult. We have a lot of furniture. Let me drop all my other stuff back here though, just so that we have more room in our inventory. We also do have another defensive blueprint, so let me put this down. All right, pretty much anyone who comes in here is dead. Then we're going to design a exclusive, and I mean exclusive, because this is the most expensive restaurant in 99 Nights in the Forest. I don't think anybody's as crazy enough as me to do this. So let's build a very nice exclusive restaurant for whoever wants to pay $20,000 a second to eat here. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's make it a table for 3 or a table for 4. Hold up. Where is he at? Where's Kevin? There he is. All right. We actually have a table so exclusive that you, as the main person who's paying for the check, you get to sit in this seat, Kevin's own seat. And yes, Kevin will be dining with you, and he will stare at you blankly the entire time while you eat your food, and he will judge you if you don't leave a tip. So leave a tip. So we're gonna put a hedgerow right here. Actually, you know what? Let's put more hedgerows over here just before we run out. That way you are very private from the angry customers who don't know what they're talking about, and also don't look up our restaurant on Yelp. I don't know, Yelp must be broken or something. People keep saying something about dying from the food, poisonous, non-cooked fish. I don't know what they're talking about. Then we'll use some trellises just like that, and for the opening we'll use some fences with some moss on them for extra flavor and also a hint of poison. We'll cut this one in a little bit just so that we can use more of them. All right, here is the entrance to our restaurant. Very private, very exclusive. Kevin actually works here all day. I don't pay him, but if you want to get in, you're gonna have to pay $20,000 a second, I'm pretty sure. So let's put a fairy light arch right here. That way you have a nice entrance into the restaurant, and as you are literally dying to death, we'll put a fairy light arch right here just to make your death a little bit more enjoyable, and then a fairy light arch right here for our guests who actually know how to avoid the trap, which is pretty much nobody. Now, what I want to do is I want to take all the rugs that we have and actually use them as part of the restaurant's design. So we're gonna have to find all of them. All right, so we have 3 purple rugs and 3 blue rugs. So I think what we could do is a alternating pattern going from blue to purple to blue in this area right here. That way you're not necessarily eating on carpet unless you're unlucky enough to not be paying for the meal. So you do get the carpet seat. And the red rug. Oh, dude, this is the red carpet. If you eat here, you are wealthy enough to walk on red carpet, my good sir. Whoever you are, madam, sir, if you have money, I will happily make some poisonous food for you that hopefully you won't sue me over with your 15,000 lawyers. We'll also put a green signpost here for poison. And then back here, we'll add all of our bean bags as a relaxation area where you can digest your food properly.